Pretty sure I look crazy right now because the Weather Network told me it wouldn't start raining until 8 p.m. and they lied. It is 5. It's raining out there. Anyways, went to the grocery store because I thought I had like a little bit of time to pick up a couple things, but I didn't. However, still got the things obviously and just had to pay the consequence once I was outside. 2 things I got are the So Delicious dairy-free ice creams. I got this because at my parents' place, I tried the salted caramel version and it is so good. This one's made with cashew milk and this one's an oat base. They were on sale for $6.99 each, on sale, not cheap, but I really love this one, so I picked it up and I'm gonna try the s'mores version as well. That sounds delicious. And I think on checkout 51 this week, I get $2 off per thing, so this comes down to $4.99, which is pretty great. I talked about checkout 51 in my what's on my phone video. It's one of my favorite apps for just like getting some extra coupons. We've got some organic frozen corn, organic wild blueberries, also got some strawberries. Those I'm gonna wash probably tonight and munch on. Got 2 things of organic pressed tofu. This one's really cool and I've never seen it anywhere else. I bought this brand before, but it comes in like 4 squares. So if I wanted to, it'd be easy just to take 2 squares out and cook them one for one dinner and then the other half for another dinner. But I just like how pressed they are. I've only gotten it once before, but I wanna try breading it and making like a faux chicken finger situation because this one's so much more condensed than how I usually buy tofu. Usually it's like double the size, even the extra firm one. And these were, I think, $3.99 each, which is pretty standard for organic tofu. 2 organic Honeycrisp apples and some organic broccoli. This all needs to go in the fridge. I just feel so gross and sticky right now. I also, while I was loading up that freezer, found an Uncrustable. Why is this a guilty pleasure in my life? It makes me feel like a kid. And my bag is all wet, so that needs to dry. At a different grocery store, I got some red lentil pasta. This is one of my favorites for adding some protein and iron to a dish. And I got stocked up on one of my favorite teas, the traditional medicinals organic peppermint. Admittedly, my kitchen just feels a little bit chaotic right now. That didn't really show you anything. Not that I really want to show you because it ain't looking cute. Ooh la la. Kate Somerville sent me something. It's a retinol serum. Oh, this is something I'm trying to incorporate more of in my skincare routine. Gentle enough for twice daily use, even the daytime. Just don't skip the sunscreen. That's another thing with retinol. If you don't know, you cannot skip sunscreen with this stuff. But oh, I'm intrigued. That's perfect. Thank you, Kate Somerville. It's been a day if you haven't caught on to that. Currently in the process of trying to make a bookmark. I had this idea about 10 minutes ago and now I'm gonna act on it, and that's kind of the great thing about crocheting, is that something can get into your head, and as long as you have the yarn and the hooks, you can get going. So I just found this tutorial online. I'll include a link to it down in the description box below. There's a video and written instructions, so it makes it really easy. But I figured this would be a good artist day activity. Part of doing the artist way, the workbook that I talked about in last week's vlog, is not only doing morning pages every day, but once a week having an artist date where you do something fun and indulge in your creative side. I really wanted to do crochet this week, but not just crochet, but tackling a new project and making it a project that won't take me long. Like, my whole plan is to tackle this from start to finish in one session, because sometimes those bigger projects end up adding like some stress, not necessarily always bad stress. Sometimes it's just the stress of like, ooh, I really want to see how this comes together, so you're just really trying to get it done. But I want to do a project that's like, oh, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and this is something that helps keep my skills fresh, but also gives me ideas on maybe perhaps like one day if I need like a gift for somebody, or I want to add to a gift for somebody. I know that this is in my crochet skill arsenal. Pattern seems simple enough. Watch me eat my words though by the end of this. One of the things I will say I've been grateful for this year is that I have so many different ways of expressing myself creatively that I've just experimented with throughout the years. Crochet is the one that I started almost a year ago, but even doing the digital journaling and the physical journaling this year, playing games on my PlayStation, Lego, even just getting creative in the kitchen with new recipes. Oh, reading, obviously. Honestly makes life so much more fun and helps you just like relax and de-stress, which has been really big for me this year. Get your mind off of like any of your big worries and just dive into a creative project and not worry about the outcome, just the act of doing, which I think there's a lesson in tapping into your creativity and focusing on just the process versus the result. That lesson translates so much to real life as well, like not just wanting to get to certain destinations or milestones in life, but also enjoying the process of living your life, because that's the majority of how you're spending your time, is of getting somewhere, not reaching it. Because usually once you're at the point, you're focused on the next thing that you want to dive into. You don't stand in that like glory moment for long. Oh, cute. Look how that's coming together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh? Why do I only have 11? I might ignore that. This is requiring a lot more focus than anticipated. But you see, something's coming together. And there we have it. A little bookmark. I'm gonna finish up here, get it nice and ready, but that's so cute. That stitch is so nice. Pretty, pretty, pretty. For demonstration purposes, I've got Funny Story by Emily Henry, and ta-da, look at that, it works. It's a bookmark. I think I kind of like this bookmark without the tassel, but undoubtedly if I did that, I'd have to make it a lot longer so that when it's closed, you'd still easily see where your place is in the book. I love the design of it. I think the stitching is so pretty and it's really easy to do. I could see some areas where I need to improve on my stitching, but for a first go, my first ever bookmark, there we go. Took me less than 30 minutes, and that's the first one, so I'm sure future ones will be a lot faster. Waiting for this water to boil. As it was waiting to boil, I was just doing some quick tidying around the apartment, because I feel like it's in those in-between moments that you can kind of multitask and get things done. Obviously things are on the stove, so you don't want to be too distracted, so just tidying up around this area. Still things happening on the counter because I'm obviously making dinner. I'm making a really easy dinner, one that I go to all the time. Pasta with typically roasted veggies, but my zucchini was moldy. So good job, Caitlin, for letting that happen. But anyways, we're gonna do sauteing peppers and some onions, and I'm adding some lentil pasta. I will say lentil pasta, chickpea pasta, do not go into it thinking it's like regular pasta. But I do really like having it on hand because it makes me feel like I'm getting a little bit of extra something when I don't have like that protein, you know, bouncing off the dish, you know. So instead of having regular pasta, we're going with the lentil, and actually this ends up tasting really delicious with more ingredients. So adding veggies, adding a nice little dressing. I'm gonna put some feta into the pasta as well. It'll be delicious, but I always feel like with these you wanna make sure that you're not lacking in flavor, because it is a heavier pasta. You just notice it's not like as light as pastas typically are. And okay, actually I need to get my pan going. Still not over that bookmark that I made, but I am kind of curious to know in the comment section below, what is the activity that you do every single week that allows you to experiment with play in your life? You know, I talk a lot about tapping into the inner child and you know, letting yourself go into a flow, but it's because I believe it's so powerful and helping you just work through emotions and also express yourself. And I think creativity comes with so much baggage. People really think that they have to be creative to do creative things. Like you have to be a painter to paint, you have to be a crocheter to crochet. I mean, like that's maybe a poor example because you do need to learn some skills before you can thrust into crocheting, but that you need to be a writer to journal, that you need to be a musician to play an instrument. Like, why do we need to wait to have these titles before we indulge in the acts of them? I put that question out not just to you but to me as well, because sometimes I can find myself saying like, oh, like I'm not, for painting is a good example, I'm not really a painter. I feel like I'm not the most talented in that department, but why do I have to be talented to do it? Why is that a prerequisite in my brain? Just the art of doing it, just the act of it, the process of painting is so relaxing. And I feel like I sometimes limit myself when it comes to that because, ooh, it's not gonna be as pretty. We're all guilty of it. And I think in certain areas I'm better at like letting go of that instinct than others, but yeah, it pops up in like that example.
What's the angle? I'm not playing that game. It's the same business with a different name.
Hey. Oh, fruit fly attacking me. Rude. Hey. Don't ruin this for me. I'm in a freak.